MLB Mania reaching fever pitch as we approach draft night, where you can watch festivities around the Alamo City. Plus, the extreme heat making people adjust the way they work. One lawn care company is getting the job done under intense conditions. And up next, severe storms overnight have turned deadly here in Texas. We'll take a look at where and what's being done to help those on the ground. And checking TransGuide right now, we still got an exit closure 35 here in the downtown area. Stephen will get you up to speed coming up next. This morning on GMSA, San Antonio firefighters tell us multiple people were injured in a fire at an apartment complex on the city's north side. Katrina Weber is live at the scene with the latest coming up. Plus,
I'm ABC's Emwin in Washington. Experts say the missing sub in the North Atlantic will run out of oxygen sometime this morning. The latest in the search for the 5 people on board coming up.
And looking out there with live cam, we have some good news. Not as humid as it was yesterday morning. And, over the morning, we've been seeing some lightning, but we're going to be checking in with Mike to see what we can expect later on today.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 6 a.m. on your Thursday, June 22nd.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and welcome back to Mark.
Thank you very much. It was a good 2 weeks away. Nice vacation. I'd never been to France before, and it was lovely.
That is cool. We're sorry you came back to such hot weather, though.
Well, I heard it kind of happened as I left. So
yes.
I walked off the jet this last weekend, and it hit me right in the face, Mike Osterhage.
And you did get to see like Normandy and...
I did, yes. I got to see the D-Day beaches and
U.S. cemetery.
All parts of northern France.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So with your dad, too.
With my dad.
Just a boys trip. So welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
All right, it is nice to talk about welcome. It is a welcome sight to see a little bit of rain around here this morning. And this is 10 looking out in toward the northwest portion of Bexar County, and you can see the road is definitely on the wet side. We just had another round of rain move on through here. Everything's sliding down to the southeast. Of course, we had those showers yesterday afternoon, and that did obviously drop temperatures down, pulled in a little bit drier air. We've got a bit of a north to northwesterly breeze as of right now, and this latest batch of rain was really starting to kind of form up just say a half an hour ago. It was looking fairly impressive and sort of rained itself out just a little bit. Obviously, we do still have more showers that are working their way on through the area. We're not picking up any lightning strikes as of right now. We still have had a few lightning strikes hanging around here this morning, so just don't be surprised by that. But again, these are continuing to sort of die down as time rolls on, and everything will move down to the south, and then we'll start to clear out by later on this morning. More sunshine later on today. Mold, pigweed are both on the low side. The updated count will come out about 7:30 or so. We are going to make it up to 100 today, not 105 like yesterday and the previous couple of days. It was close to a record. We didn't hit one yesterday, though. And the humidity is down somewhat. It's much more comfortable when you step outside this morning than what it has been the past couple of mornings. So that'll be another thing working in our behalf, is the fact that we aren't going to have those just ridiculously high heat index readings later on today. It will still feel hot in the 105, 110 range, but not as intense as the past few days. So the extreme heat warning is just in effect for our southwestern counties. The rest of the area is a heat advisory. And then we do have another threat for strong to severe storms, but pretty much on the outskirts of our area. There will be a couple of more trying to form up later on this evening. Unfortunately, it's not going to be a repeat of what we had yesterday. What about the weekend forecast? Those details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, been pretty quiet?
Yeah, Mike, it has. I actually spotted a little bit of a slowdown taking place here along 281. Looks like that's cleared up, but you can definitely see roads are damp out there. So just give yourself plenty of room, and always with these conditions, or anytime really, slow down before you approach that curve there. That's usually a spot where we tend to see a lot of crashes. So again, drive safe, guys, because the roads are getting a little bit busy. Now, this closure, as I mentioned, I've been talking about it now for 4 days, but we want to keep this on your radar because it is going to impact commute if it takes you through Brooklyn Avenue. That exit completely closed. That is following that fire that occurred Sunday night, and we saw a big closure along I-35 that lasted for several hours into the early hours, I should say, of Monday morning. That is cleared out, but that exit is still closed off as crews are inspecting the damage and testing the integrity of that structure. Giving you a wide look of our map, we're not seeing any congestion, at least just yet. but give it some time. We'll likely see some of that red and orange creep in on our map, but we'll be keeping a close eye on things. Thankfully for the travel times here, it's still pretty much in the green, although a 36-minute drive time along I-10 westbound if you're heading in from Seguin, 33 minutes along 87 northbound for our friends that are traveling in from Lavernia, and about a 30-minute commute for our friends down in Floresville. Not too concerned there, but this could have been the issue along 281 at Hildebrand that was slowing folks down. You see that we have a stalled truck out there, so it looks like it's off in the shoulder lane, not impacting traffic, but you could see a lot of those vehicles out there moving by. Make sure to move over or slow down anytime you see those emergency lights on. Let's hope we'll see a TxDOT Hero truck coming into the scene a little bit later. Mark.
Huge flames led to dramatic rescues at an apartment complex overnight.
The fire has affected an entire building of people at the complex near Churchill High School.
Our Katrina Weber is live in the 1300 block of Patricia Drive with more on this story. Is there an update on those who were rescued or had injuries, Katrina?
Well, firefighters tell us that the two people who were taken to a hospital did suffer non-life-threatening injuries. One woman suffered minor burns. Another was injured when she jumped from her second-floor balcony. And firefighters did have to rescue a lot of other people. Now, this is the last of the firefighters here. But earlier we had more than about 36 units here at one point. I want to give you a look at the video of the situation that they faced when they got here about 3 o'clock this morning. They found flames engulfing this building, mostly coming from the second floor of the building here at the Icon Apartments. Firefighters say that they found several people out on their balconies. They had to rescue them. Again, one person jumped from the balcony, was injured. Another one suffered minor burns. She was rescued and taken to the hospital. Both expected to be okay. Now, firefighters say they did find a few pets in this building who they were not able to save. A couple of pets died. Also, this entire building affected by the fire. 15 units of the 16 were occupied, and so those people now need another place to stay. The fire department says they were working with the apartment's management to try to help those people find some other accommodations. And right now, that investigation does continue to try to figure out exactly how this fire started. They do not believe it was related to the heavy lightning that we had in the area around that time. Reporting live on the north side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio firefighters believe a lightning strike is to blame for sparking a house fire. This one happened around 7:30 last night at Barton Rock Lane, not far from O'Connor Road. No one was hurt, and the Red Cross is helping that family. Damages are said to be worth around $85,000. What's topping your morning headlines? The urgent rescue mission to find that missing sub in the North Atlantic Ocean with 5 people on board.
Experts believe the crew could run out of oxygen sometime this morning.
As ABC's Em Nguyen reports, rescuers are hoping underwater sounds they detected could lead to a miracle.
This morning, a critical time for rescuers to find the missing submersible Titan, which disappeared with 5 people on board on its way to the Titanic wreckage site. And it's a race against time, the estimated 96 hours of breathable air expiring. The U.S. Coast Guard had tried pinpointing repetitive banging sounds picked up on sonar equipment, but came up empty-handed. Navy experts now analyzing those sounds.
We need to have hope, right? But I can't tell you what the noises are.
This comes amid a growing international rescue effort as more ships and aerial crafts rush to the area where the sub vanished, covering an area twice the size of Connecticut. The French coming equipped with deep-sea robots that are able to free the sub if it were stuck, though it wouldn't be able to lift it to the surface. On board, OceanGate's founder Stockton Rush, as well as a British billionaire and adventurous, a Pakistani businessman and his son, and a world-renowned Titanic researcher. Veteran explorers say the crew's conditions are dire if they're on the ocean floor where temperatures are below freezing.
Your body will start shivering to generate heat, and that will use up more oxygen. So that's not a good thing.
And now, new claims that bureaucracy may have delayed life-saving efforts to find Titan. According to National Geographic, the deep-sea exploration company The Explorers Club tried sending special underwater drones shortly after news broke about the sub, but was told by government officials to stand down.
They have been reaching out to U.S. authorities and saying that there is a concern about how to retrieve this vessel if they could find it.
The Coast Guard has since confirmed one of those drones is now en route. After the sub lost communication on Sunday, experts question why the Titan didn't trigger a buoyancy device and float to the top, hypothesizing that it wasn't just a communication failure. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
And Amazon is facing a new lawsuit accused of tricking millions of customers into signing up for and keeping a more expensive subscription. The FTC is suing the retail giant, accusing Amazon of tricking and trapping customers with its Prime membership, which costs $14.99 a month. Now, the FTC claims Amazon orchestrated a, quote, years-long effort to enroll consumers without their consent, saying the site tricks consumers into enrolling in automatically renewing Prime subscriptions.
Looking ahead, the U.S. Supreme Court expected to hold a closed-door meeting today to consider if they should add a high-profile Second Amendment case to the next term. The case focuses on a federal law that bans people with domestic violence restraining orders from having guns. Last year, the High Court had a ruling that expanded gun rights, prompting lower courts to reconsider thousands of gun restrictions. In this current case, the conservative-leaning Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decided the domestic violence-related gun law is unconstitutional. Critics say the move will make it easier for alleged abusers to obtain guns.
A line of severe storms in the Texas Panhandle produced multiple tornadoes last night, killing at least 3 people. The storms caused significant damage around the town of Matador, located about 80 miles east of Lubbock. The Lubbock Avalanche Journal reported that the storms also produced softball-sized hail and wind gusts topping 100 miles per hour. Matador Mayor Pat Smith said at least 3 people had been killed and that many others may be injured and that there was a whole lot of damage. Lubbock Fire Rescue saying that it's sending a crew to assist with the damage and recovery.
Right now on KSAT.com, Texas State Senator Angela Paxton, the wife of Attorney General Ken Paxton, is barred from voting in the impeachment trial that could lead to her husband's permanent removal from public office. The Republican-controlled Senate made that decision Wednesday. You can read more about it right now on KSAT.com.
And time now, 6:11 and 76 degrees for now.
After the break, we're getting you ready for Wemby Mania. What he's saying about playing in the NBA Summer League as our draft day coverage continues this morning.
And looking out there with a live cam, not as humid as yesterday. We're actually at 76 degrees, looking nice, but we are expecting some triple digits again today. We're going to speak with Mike about that in a little bit.
Today, the eyes of the pro basketball universe are set on Brooklyn, New York for the 2023 NBA Draft. And the focal point is on French superstar Victor Wembanyama. He's been the toast of the Big Apple since he landed there on Monday. Wemby says he's in good shape and plans to play in the NBA Summer League. Here in San Antonio, the excitement continues to grow, especially within the French community here.
They're ecstatic about the possibility of Victor's bright future in the Alamo City. Audrey Brunner is a board member with the International School of San Antonio, and she says French children grow up wanting to play for the San Antonio Spurs, that the kids look up to Tony Parker, and she says they want to follow in his footsteps and hopefully Wemby's footsteps as well.
It's always an honor to, as a French person, to have a French player go to the U.S. because the NBA is like the ultimate goal for a basketball player all across Europe. And so I know that it's just a source of inspiration for years to come for French children. So I'm excited about that.
Now, she says if you want to make him feel at home, you can cheer for him in French, Aller Wemby, which means go Wemby. It's spelled like A-L-L-E-R, but it's pronounced something like Aller.
Aller Wemby.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully he likes that.
That's the best French I've got today, Steph. Sorry.
It's better than mine. So looking ahead, the 2023 NBA Draft is tonight. We're going to have extended coverage this evening at 5, 6, 6:30 p.m. and the Night Beat. And you can watch the draft and witness Spurs history starting at 7 p.m. right here on KSAT 12. Live reports from the Barclays Center with Larry Ramirez will begin at 5 p.m.
Let's hear what Go Spurs Go sounds like in French. Ready?
Oh, okay.
Allez Spurs, allez.
Oh,
Allez, Spurs, allez. So we were close on the pronunciation.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. 6:17 on your Thursday morning.
Let's pass it on to Steven.
All right, guys, not looking too great over here, unfortunately. 281 at Hildebrand. We do have a flashing lights out there. Just got an update from TxDOT. It does look like this is actually a crash that was reported along the southbound lanes of 281. So be on the lookout for that. You could see some of those vehicles that are driving through that area. maybe kicking up some of those rooster tails, as Mike mentions. But let's get a quick look there. TxDOT Hero Truck is out on the scene, so working to help that driver out. But slow down. Got to make sure that the driver, obviously, and as well as the first responder, are able to make sure they leave the area safely. So we are going to keep a close eye on that. 281 southbound at Hildebrand. No word yet on the extent of the damage of that vehicle or if there were any injuries associated. I have not spotted paramedics out there, so that's the good news. And I'm not spotting any slowdowns as well. But we will likely start to see some slowdowns as we give you a wider look at the map. Don't forget, we still have that closure along I-35 at Brooklyn Avenue where it's completely shut down. That is due to that fire that occurred Sunday night. More on that a little bit later, but we want to keep a close eye on this particular incident of the morning. 281 is a very busy spot. If you travel through there, you know how busy it can get within the next few minutes or so. So just make sure you move over or slow down. Again, the good news is I've not spotted paramedics. TxDOT Hero Truck on the scene working to help that driver out. So hopefully we'll have a better update coming up a little bit later on.
Sounds good.
Talking about Wemby, did you see the video of him throwing out the first pitch?
Oh, yeah.
Great basketball player. And bless his heart, he's probably never done that before.
I did see a picture of Coach Pop stopping by to take a peek at the Wemby mural here in San Antonio this week in his car.
And check out that interview Robin Roberts did with him. And anytime he's been on, because what is he, 19 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just,
wise beyond his years.
He is very well spoken.
I've heard him described as humble but ready for greatness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
great.
The way he, presents himself, interviews and everything.
See, he's at Spurs already.
He's like a seasoned pro as far as that goes. So, all right, take a look. This is from yesterday, and some of these storms, boy, we've had some good light shows, and of course, we did have a few of those storms that did reach severe levels yesterday, late afternoon into the evening hours. Haven't had anything like that this morning. We have had a few lightning strikes, though, this morning. It does not look like anything is showing up on radar as of right now. I'm going to show you that in just a moment, and thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Interesting shot here. This is the airport. It's the eastern edge of it right there, and looking basically straight up to the north. A lot more clouds off to the east, and then got a few breaks in the clouds as we head on further off to the west, and that's because all the rain is continuing to work its way down here to the southeast. And it's pretty much coming to an end. I mean, we still have a few showers left over around here, and right in downtown, a decent shower, which is just right about there at 35 and 281 coming through downtown, but all sliding down to the southeast. A few leftover showers. Just assume all the roads are damp as you're heading off to work this morning, just because we have had these showers off and on throughout the course of the morning, but nothing else upstream. Everything continues to work its way on down to the southeast. 77 degrees right now, so we are 3 degrees above normal. Whole lot better than the past couple of days. 80 at Castroville, Hondo. These numbers, this is fantastic. Dew point of 68, which compared to this time yesterday, by the way, the heat index is only 79 as of right now, 82 in Hondo. Think back, how many days ago was it when we were in the low 90s there around Hondo and Castroville as far as heat index readings, but the dew points are down 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 degrees compared to this time yesterday. So that much drier air. It's actually kind of comfortable when you step outside this morning. We have the leftover showers here and there over the next couple of hours. They'll move down to the southeast. Then we are going to make it up into the 90s early afternoon. Yes, we are still going to have a heat index to deal with, but the humidity is not going to be as just ridiculously brutally high as yesterday, nor will temperatures be as high. We are going to make it up to 100, but no 105 like what we've had the past 3 days. Northwesterly flow has been pulling in some of this rain around here. There is that chance that we will have another disturbance trying to develop up here to the northwest of us and move into our northwestern counties later on today. And that's the high, actually, which is keeping us so hot, but keeping us in this northwesterly flow. So it's kind of a one side and the other. It's, like I said, keeping us very hot, but at least we're getting some of these showers around here. That'll be the case tonight, and then that high is going to start to work its way in here as we go into the weekend, and that just means it's going to heat up somewhat and shut off the faucet. So no more. Today, the showers are not going to be a repeat of yesterday, unfortunately. It'll be later on tonight, primarily up to the north, and then stays hot the weekend through next week.
All right. Well, at least we got a tiny break yesterday.
Yeah, and boy, this morning you can breathe when you step outside.
Yes, that was nice. Thank you, Mike.
622, 76 degrees.
We'll be right back.
There it is. That feeling you
get when you can do more with less asthma. It starts with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Can you picture it? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
In your morning consumer headlines, a major update to Instagram Reels. Users can now download Reels posted by others or their own camera roll. You just hit the share icon on the reel and select download.
An update to the Apple Podcast app has made it easier to find content. So 9 new subcategories are featured, including mental health, relationships, and parenting. Each comes with a chart showing top shows in your market. The main and subcategories also come with new artwork.
The dating app Bumble is reportedly testing a separate new app strictly focused on platonic relationships. Bumble for Friends, or BFF, is designed to help people make new friends in a community that promotes kindness and safety. It's expected to release in the U.S. sometime this year.
Oh, that's cute. Time now, 6:26 and 76 degrees for now.
Here's a look at what's coming up at 6:30 on GMSA.
It's a case of beauty meets the battlefield. A local woman stationed here at Fort Sam hoping to capture a title in the pageant world. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it.
This morning on GMSA, San Antonio firefighters are working to figure out what sparked an apartment fire on the city's north side. What we've been able to learn about the people who were injured overnight. Plus,
You think they were excited then? Wait till tonight. Draft day is here. And from the moment Spurs fans saw the #1 pick in the draft, they've been waiting anxiously. Now the Spurs will likely draft French superstar Victor Wembanyama. He's already being embraced by the Alamo City next.
yes, we're super excited about that. And looking out here with live cam, excited about the tiny little break that we got yesterday. And this morning, starting off a little cooler at 76 degrees.
And good morning, 6:30 on your Thursday. It is June 22nd.
Thanks for joining us. I hope you had a good morning so far. And yeah, you brought back the nicer weather. Thank you.
Can't take complete credit for that, but we'll take what we can get, right?
Right.
Yeah, we had those showers and storms once again yesterday, like we had the previous few days, but they were a bit more widespread and pulled in a little bit drier air, so you can actually breathe when you step outside this morning. And things are starting to clear out. We have some, this is looking straight up to the north there. Obviously, you can see a plane taking off. Still some clouds off to the east and some broken clouds a little bit further off to the west right there. Temperature stands at 77 degrees. That number, think back to yesterday morning. The previous morning, it's been up in the mid and even upper 70s. So anywhere from 8 to 10 degrees lower than what it has been the past few days. And that's just absolutely fantastic. Now the wind has shifted back around to the east to southeast, 14 miles per hour. Actually, dew point was a little bit lower just a couple of hours ago. We've got still a leftover shower or two. As you can see, we're kind of on the tail end of things. And even there may be a couple of lightning strikes being detected over there just to the north and northeast of Hondo and just to the south of Medina Lake. We've got still a couple of showers moving through town right now, and even this one little spot right there, about 37 at 410, a little heavier downpour, but otherwise this is starting to fizzle on out. Do have some damp roads out there, so just kind of take it easy as you're hitting the roads to head off to work this morning. Mold and pigweed are both on the low side. Not as intense heat today. Now we still have the excessive heat warning down to the south and southwest, but everybody else, it is a heat advisory. Still going to be hot. We're still going to have heat index readings up in the about 105 to 110, but not as just searing brutal as the past couple of days. We do have another chance for some rain tonight, but most of that's going to be staying further up there to the north. We still have that chance. Still got a small chance in the forecast, but it's not going to be a repeat of what we had yesterday, unfortunately. So leftover rain this morning, not as humid, and then mostly sunny. Yes, we will make it up to 100 today, but not as searing hot. Yesterday, 105 for the third day in a row. 100 again tomorrow. So still hot, but not too hot. Then we go into the weekend and pretty much the rest of the month, all the way through next week, we are going to be in the low hundreds. So it is going to be hot. At least the humidity in the afternoon should be a bit lower than what we've been experiencing. So not those brutally ridiculous high heat index readings. All the details for the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, what's going on?
You know, it looks like we may have seen some progress here along 35 at St. Mary's. This is the exact shot or TransGuide camera we've had our eyes on for now 4 days. And it does look like we are seeing maybe that exit at Brooklyn Avenue has reopened. I have to step out of the studio here in a little bit to talk to our friends at TransGuide, find out exactly if that's the case. But we're seeing traffic move through that area, and I'm sure for a lot of drivers that's relief, but a little bit of a shaky shot there. So we'll go ahead and get you to our map, getting me a little nauseous. All right, we have that closure at 35 southbound upper level exit to Brooklyn Avenue. That has been in place for several days. Again, we'll get that confirmation through TransGuide, find out if we have seen that area reopen. We'll go ahead and take a drive up here because we have better news to report along US 281 southbound at Hildebrand Avenue. There was a crash that was reported, and from what I'm seeing on the TransGuide cameras, it does look like it cleared out. It would look like it also involved a truck, but the good news is a TxDOT Hero truck was also out there helping that driver out. So hopefully everyone is doing okay, but doesn't really seem like we're catching any slowdowns from the southbound lanes. But unfortunately, can't say the same here, guys. We do have a slowdown along I-10 westbound at Graytown Road. This is due to some construction taking place. I mentioned it earlier in the week. If you're heading into San Antonio, let's say from Seguin, expect traffic to slow down in that area just to 9 miles per hour. But watch out for those crews. Let's now get you a wide view of our map now as we inch closer to morning rush. Looks like we're going to see a little bit more activity out there. A stalled vehicle also reported along I-35, I-10 area, and some slowdowns reported, as I mentioned, is what you saw along I-10 heading in from Seguin. But again, I'm going to step out of the studio, talk to our friends at TransGuide. We'll confirm that this exit has reopened, and we'll let you know what to expect out on the roadways for your Thursday morning commute coming up a little bit later on. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. A huge fire in an apartment complex overnight threatened both people and pets.
Yeah, firefighters say some of those pets did not survive, and 2 people ended up in the hospital.
Katrina Weber is live in the 1300 block of Patricia Drive, not far from Churchill High School. Katrina, is there any word yet on what caused the fire?
No word yet, and that investigation is going on right now. In fact, you can see, we can see lights back behind the building. They're working on the back side of this, trying to figure out exactly how this fire started around 3 o'clock this morning. Now, as I mentioned, or as you mentioned, there were people who went to the hospital. 2 people were injured. 1 person suffered minor burns. Another person suffered injuries when jumping from a second-floor balcony. Let me give you a look at the video so you can see how firefighters had their hands full when they got here. They say that there were huge flames coming from the building, specifically from the second floor of the building. They found people out on their balconies who they had to rescue, had to take them down out of the building to safety. And again, 1 person did jump from the balcony and was injured. Another person suffered burns. Firefighters took both of those people to the hospital. They say they had non-life-threatening injuries. Now, there are 16 apartments in this building that was affected. 15 of them had people living there. And firefighters say that they were working with the management of this apartment complex, the Icon Apartments, to try to place those people in other units. They say, unfortunately, they did find a couple of pets who didn't survive this fire. And again, that investigation going on right now. In fact, we have a crew who just drove up to try to, first of all, make sure that this fire doesn't start up again. We saw some sparks there. And also to try to figure out exactly what caused this. Reporting live on the north side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Katrina. The man you see here, Brian Ontiveros, will now spend the rest of his life in prison. A jury decided that punishment yesterday after deliberating for about an hour. Last Friday, they convicted him of killing Marissa Jernigan in 2019. Now, Ontiveros was on the run for about 3 years before he was arrested in Mexico last March. Now, in a statement regarding the verdict and punishment, Bexar County Criminal District Attorney Joe Gonzalez said in part, quote, "For years, the victim's family has yearned for justice and endured the burden of grief and uncertainty. Today, they find a sense of relief and closure as Brian Ontiveros is now sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison," end quote. And San Antonio police need your help finding a man who has not been seen since Wednesday afternoon. Ramon Ibarra's last known location was a 100 block of Dallas Street right near downtown. Now, he was wearing a black shirt, khaki pants, and a blue hat. Police say this is an urgent case because of the extreme heat. If you see Ibarra or know where he is, you're asked to call the San Antonio Police Department's Missing Persons Unit immediately.
Well, as you know by now, the summer season is here, and lawn care companies say they are definitely feeling the heat.
Because of the higher temperatures, companies say they're changing their typical hours, working earlier in the morning to avoid the afternoon heat. Businesses also say they are extending water breaks and time in the shade between lawns. One lawn care owner says the summer heat can be tough to deal with, but he is focused on keeping his staff safe.
Like right now, like maybe like freak out a little bit, but like I've gotten past 7 other summers, so I mean we'll get through this one too.
Health officials say if you don't need to be outside, you shouldn't be. We have a list of warning signs of heat illness and some safety recommendations on our website at ksat.com.
Today is the day we've been waiting a while now. It's NBA Draft Day, and the hype around French phenom known as Victor Wembanyama has only grown day by day.
And here in San Antonio, murals and jerseys have already been made in Wemby's honor. His highly anticipated arrival isn't just filling up seats at the AT&T Center, but also pints at local bars. Well, the hype is driving up some much-needed business, and it's even better that Wemby has been expressing his excitement about becoming a part of the community here.
Trying to do interesting things to get people to come back. So Wembanyama is just the icing on the cake.
Season ticket holder for many years, and bought again this year because they got Wemby.
And if you want to take part in Wemby Mania, we have a list of watch parties for tonight's draft on our website at ksat.com.
Of course, KSAT has you covered. We will have extended coverage this evening at 5, 6, and 6:30, and the night beat at 10. You can watch the draft and witness Spurs history starting at 7 o'clock right here on KSAT 12. Live reports from the Barclays Center with Larry Ramirez will begin at 5 p.m. this evening. 6:39 76 degrees.
And here's a look at what's coming up next on GMSA.
It's a case of beauty meets the battlefield. A local woman stationed here at Fort Sam hoping to capture a title in the pageant world. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it.
And welcome back at 6:43. A local member of the military has her mind set on capturing the crown.
She's not out to overthrow some foreign government, but to win the title of Miss Texas USA.
Katrina Weber shows us how she balances defending the country with slaying the competition on stage.
You can tell by her walk that Victoria Oluwakutami is on a mission. And these days, it involves more than her duties at Joint Base Fort Sam Houston. A logistics specialist for the Navy, she has her sights set on an unexpected target.
Miss Texas, USA. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to win, but at least I'm going to try.
She is ready for battle in both worlds. This John Marshall High School grad recently celebrated 4 years in the military. Pageants are a relatively new interest, inspired by seeing other black women compete.
And just seeing like that representation in the media, I was like, oh my God, I can do this. Like I can actually do this.
Victoria proved it to herself when she won her first competition, Miss Black San Antonio, 2 years ago. Next month, she'll enter Miss Texas USA as an at-large contestant. And she realizes others may have doubts. Pageant participants usually don't wear combat boots by day.
Although these may seem like two completely different worlds, Victoria says they actually have more in common than you might realize. She says what she learned to prepare her for the front lines actually helps her when she takes center stage.
Through the military is where I gained my confidence for beauty pageants because I joined when I was 18 and a half. I didn't know what I was doing in the world.
She is the children of parents from a world away, a first-generation American. They immigrated from Nigeria, her father working his way up from washing dishes to a doctorate in nursing.
So he really is like the American dream, and my dad like inspires me so much to be such a great individual and go for what you want.
That inspiration, she hopes, will take her all the way.
That would be a great opportunity to represent not only military women, but also Nigerian American women and black women.
One crown that would mean a lot to so many. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And Victoria, thank you for your service in the U.S. Navy Reserves.
And congrats as well.
Yeah.
And very impressive. Time now, 6:45. Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, we do have another issue reported here at 35 at Salado Creek, a crash that has been detected by TxDOT. You can see it's off in the shoulder lane, and we have flashing lights out there, which means that we have first responders investigating, and our friends over at TransGuide are panning the camera around to show us that backup. It's the southbound lanes of 35, and right now it's a pretty busy hour, as you can see traffic is moving in both the north and southbound lanes. So that's where we see that buildup there with a lot of red and yellow. So never a good sign, but let's hope everyone else is doing okay out there. I did step out of the studio to talk to our friends over at TransGuide about this closure here at I-35. So it looks like that is still in place. What we saw earlier was the camera panned around. So it was a little bit confusing, but we were able to get it confirmed. Unfortunately, we still have that exit blocked off at Brooklyn Avenue. But remember, that's just crews out there inspecting the integrity of the structure to make sure it's safe to drive on. Giving you a wide look of the map now, not spotting a whole lot else out there. We did have a crash that was reported along 281 that cleared rather quickly, so that's good news. I'll get that icon off of our map in the next few moments, but not spotting anything else. Roads are quiet, but it's going to get busier. It's morning rush, so a lot of people are just waking up and hitting the roadways. So we'll get one last look here at 35 at Salado Creek. Not sure what caused that crash, but it's safe to say those damp roads didn't really help the situation. So it's definitely going to be a pain for drivers navigating through that. But just remember, move over or slow down.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Probably a good assumption.
Yeah.
Since we haven't had a lot of rain lately, and the dust, the oil, and everything like that makes them very slippery. So we had some pretty good thunderstorms around here yesterday. A few of those storms did become severe, and a lot of lightning strikes around here. It's a beautiful picture, but remember, even during lightning storms, it is not safe to go outside. Best to be inside looking out, even if you think the storm is way off in the distance there. But once again, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, this morning, nice view out there right by the airport. We've got a little bit of a few breaks in the clouds here and there, and we still have some rain, but it is continuing to work its way down to the southeast. Just a few leftover showers being picked up here and there, especially right there around 410. Down around 37, heading down to the southeast. A decent downpour here and there, and it's not going to amount to too awfully much. Then further on down to the southeast, we have just a couple leftover sprinkles here and there. So one or two of these leftovers this morning, that's going to be pretty much about it. And then we'll see more sunshine. That's going to heat us up into the upper 80s. We'll be up to 90 at noon. Yes, we will still have, now you step outside this morning, the humidity is much, much lower than what it has been the past few mornings, even the past few afternoons. And so you can actually kind of catch your breath, it seems like, when you step outside. We will have heat index readings to deal with, still enough leftover humidity, but not just that ridiculously high heat index. We're going to get a high temperature today of 100, not 105 like the past 3 days, so that'll be a little more tolerable. We've had this northwesterly flow around here, and it's all due to the same high, which is keeping us so hot. You can see this clockwise rotation. The high is just off to the southwest of us, so we get this northwesterly flow, which is, you get these little disturbances to kind of catch on to that, and those are what produce some of these showers and storms. There may be a few more later on tonight, primarily north of our area. Got a very, very small chance for some rain tonight. Elsewhere around the country, that's pretty much about it, and that high, which again is just to the southwest of us, is going to stay there today, stay there pretty much tomorrow, but work its way back on in our direction as we go on into the weekend. And all that means is no rain and hotter temperatures as that thing sits on top of us. One little bit of salvation is the fact that we should have lower humidities in the afternoons as we go into next week. So yes, we will be in the low hundreds, but not have those dew points well up in the mid 70s like we've been experiencing. But again, look at this thing throughout next week to finish up the month, sitting right on top of us. So the forecast today, we are going to be up to 100 degrees for a high temperature. Not as hot as the past couple of days, thank goodness. Hopefully air conditioners can get a little rest today, but still we'll have those heat index readings up there. A couple of showers, thunderstorms primarily north tonight, and then we'll be back up into the low hundreds over the weekend going into next week.
This is the time of year you look at your email box or you look in the mailbox and you're like,
yeah, you see anything from CPS, it's like,
it's in there somewhere. It's going to bite this time.
I know.
650, 76 degrees.
Look out there with a live cam and let's enjoy the 76 degrees because things will heat up today and for the rest of the week. We'll be right back.
6:53 coming up today on GMS 8 9. Tiffany Huertas is going to introduce us to some local kids who are getting ready to compete against the nation's best at a roller skating competition.
Plus, we're featuring a local summer camp that is getting kids into fencing. So tune in for that and much more today on GMSA at 9.
A quick reminder, the 2023 NBA Draft is tonight. We'll have extended coverage this evening at 5, 6, 6:30, and then Night Beat at 10. You can watch the draft live and witness Spurs history again, starting at 7 o'clock tonight right here on ABC and KSAT 12. Live reports from Barclays Center in Brooklyn with Larry begin at 5 p.m.
And we wanted to wish photojournalist Sal Salazar a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sal.
He's one of the good ones here, and we worked with him. All of us have worked with Sal for quite a long time. He's one of my favorite photographers here at KSAT. I do a lot of stories with him, and I love the guy like a brother. Happy birthday, Sal.
Happy birthday, Sal.
I was saying during the break, I didn't know if he'd worked here 50 years or was turning 50 years old.
No, he's young, a young guy, just turning 50, but he's been here for a long time.
He really has.
And your wife, Laura, wanted to wish you happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So don't be mad at us.
Yeah.
Not at all. Take the day off, Sal.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, and hopefully he doesn't have to drive through this. 35 at Salado Creek. But I do want to mention, Mark, he's one of the good ones here at KSAT. Great guy to work with. All right, let's get to this issue here at 35 at Salado Creek. I talked about it a little bit earlier in the morning. If your travels take you through those southbound lanes, pack some patience, guys. We do have a crash that was reported out there. And it's safe to assume those damp roads did not play a good role into this issue that we are spotting here. But you see flashing lights out there. First responders have made the scene, and it's not clear how long it's going to take to clear this crash up. But we are going to keep a close eye on it. 35 southbound at Salado Creek. Big slowdowns there. And don't forget, I-35 southbound, this closure at Brooklyn Avenue. We're going to see that take place and likely a buildup out there as well. But other than that, Mike, we can expect a wet commute or damp roads out there for a lot of those folks.
Yeah, a few leftover ones, although out there by the airport, it looks like 410 has dried up somewhat. Now, we still have a couple of showers left over on the east and southeast side of town, down there along 37 in Atascosa County, but things are definitely fizzling on out, and then we're going to have more sunshine. 75 degrees right now. The normal low is 74. We're just about where we should be.
That's good.
Strike up the band. And this is the first full day of summer, by the way. 100 for a high temperature later on today. So still hot, not quite as humid, not as miserably hot. A couple of storms well up to the north later on tonight. And then it just stays hot through the weekend.
All right. Well, we'll take any break we can get. Thanks for joining us today.
Have a great day. See you back here at 9.